in the grave hoard, wherever that is. So, once I get out of here, I can fast travel to it.
I have to tell Avad that the Eclipse are ready to strike. After what happened with Derval, I know he'll defend the city. But the Spire...
Can I zoom out? Yes. Okay. Gaia Prime. Grave Horde. Where was that? Maker's End. Campfire. Sunstone. Quests. Main quest. Let me just Google that real quick. Eastern Mountains to the extreme north of the Nora Sacred Lands. Okay, so whoop, blah, blah, blah. Ah, right, that would be right here. Ah. Small room on the 4th floor after the Deathbringer boss chamber, wherever that is. It was apparently the last thing I could have found in the Grave Horde. Oh, one of the cauldrons might allow me to override Clintox, which would be useful. Alright. Just wrapped inspection of Gaia Prime site. Construction is well underway. Reactor installed. Plans for control room remind me of Starship bridges on those cheesy old sci-fi vids. Living spaces for alphas already completed. Prefab modules. Fingers crossed we never have to seal ourselves in here. Not in Elysium sounds much better. Spent last week at the Bryce site designing ZD project labs, drawing up protocols. The base we're repurposing was huge. Plenty of room for workspaces and residence blocks. The work crews already set up my office/lab. I'm not a fan of the glass wall. Guess Murray's intention was to ensconce me as all-seeing presence. Ugh, opposite effect. Makes me feel watched. On display. Tempted to paint it over. Harris recorded his presentation yesterday, suitably bleak. Scheduled to record mine Friday. As soon as reception, lounge, hall of theaters, and first residence blocks at ZD site are finished, we'll start processing the candidates being held outside Tucson. 27 already. Extraction team prioritizing Pac Rim and Aussie candidates. How scared and confused they must be. Snatched off the street. Carted across the world. Held in cells. Here's hoping they understand once they see the big picture. Going to catch a few hours sleep here, then fly back to the ZD site. Harris promised delivery of QB lattices by noon. Expect Mark 1 will take 2 weeks to machine, assemble, and test. I aim to launch Gaia at 0.6T grounding. From there I'll spin her up past 1.0T. Wonder how long it'll take to break the 1.38T record. MIE can go hang. Sleep. Hi Ma. I was surprised when FAS sent me out here, and not just because the meeting was going to be held in real space. I was surprised to discover that anyone at FAS still knew I existed. When I returned to work after treatment, HR informed me I'd been reassigned to the Vantage project. It was exactly the professional death sentence I was expecting, the career equivalent of getting sent into a red zone without an environment suit. Everyone knew Vantage was one of those doomed projects FAS kept around solely for the purpose of assigning dead-enders to them, especially head cases like me who couldn't be summarily fired for fear of parity litigation. Month by month, management would pile losers on a lost cause, then cancel the project and lay everyone off. A ship of fools sunk with a single torpedo. Ain't wrongful dismissal if it's downsizing. I had nothing better to do, so I spent my time studying the tech. Chip design wasn't my forte, but I knew enough to admire what the engineers had accomplished with the Eternity chip. Stored data was guaranteed to last 50,000 years or more without degradation. As for Vantage itself, the project was little more than a failed marketing plan. The idea was to promote the tech by burying unlocked Eternity chips at scenic locales around the world. Public domain time capsules where enthusiasts could cache date-locked data. The project got as far as developing the spikes, portable drill applicators to sink the chips, then stalled when Grass Heckle encapsulates came on the market and stole Eternity's thunder. Anyway, I'd been at Vantage 3 weeks when FAS unexpectedly sent me out here for a real space meeting. Me, a dead-ender working on a doomed project, dispatched to a high-security FAS R&D site inside King's Peak. Didn't make sense. Security put me in a small conference room and told me to wait. It was downright claustrophobic. Dim lights, bad ventilation, more like an interrogation room from one of those 90s cops vids. But what really got my attention was the noise coming through the walls, the non-stop bang and clatter of construction bots building something deep in the mountain, something big. The door opened and some juice-wearing FAS badges file in. I recognized one of them, Brad Endak, a military division replications engineer I met when I first joined the company. But I don't think he recognized me. He stayed at the back of the room the whole time, looking distraught. I was about to ask what the hell was going on when a woman wearing a hijab walked in. She didn't introduce herself, but she didn't have to. It was Samina Ibaji, former lead archivist of the Odyssey, architect of the entire Homer project. Not a global celebrity by any means, but if you grew up following the Odyssey project like I did, you knew her on sight. She sat down and started asking extremely precise questions about the upper range tolerances of Eternity chips. Then she asked me to speculate about the feasibility of various upgrade paths. The interview lasted maybe 10 minutes, whereupon she thanked me for my time and left. Everyone else filed out after her. Security came for me a few minutes later and escorted me to my vert. The whole way back to FAS, I kept trying to figure out what had just happened. What was she doing at a classified Faro R&D site asking me questions about Eternity tech? Didn't add up. By the time I landed, I knew I wasn't going to give up until I puzzled it out. The worst that could happen was I'd get fired, and that was going to happen anyway. It took a couple days and some geo work, but I got a fix on Brad Andak soon enough. He was going to a different bar every night, drinking to the point of blacking out. I shadowed him until I managed to proxy his focus and dupe his net protocols. I didn't find anything strange in his financial records or media patterns. I was starting to think I'd wasted my times. Then I accessed his Dreambox account and found the journal he'd been keeping the past few weeks. It was all there. How the world would end. My first thought was, well, at least my mod didn't live to see this. My second thought was that nothing mattered anymore, which made it pretty obvious that I should kill myself. Alright, where is the actual thing? Should be over here somewhere. Yeah, right down there.
Saving these for the trail.
Gather some mushrooms. Mushroom. Just run through as quickly as possible. And of course grab the mushrooms. Alright. the way forward was over this way? No. Where was it? Just down this hole. Wait, no, not down the hole. Across the hole. Aha.
Thanks for the mails, you. Time goes fast on active duty. 4 months with the wreck and recalls, fighting with these civilian enlistees, scrappy guys and gals. That's all coming together. Between us and the 6th MRB, we took down a horse. I hope it made the news, honey. Showed everyone we're turning this around. We just need to give Project Zero Dawn the time it needs.
Status report. 9th Mechanized Response Brigade, Commanding Officer Lieutenant Fiona Morrell. Unit morale continues to be adversely impacted by outbound engagements against the Pharaoh Plague, especially when said engagements occur in sectors where civilian guard enlistees have been heavily engaged. The scope and nature of fatalities suffered by civilian guard and unarmed civilians in these sectors defy description. And witnessing it is generating a pervasive sense of hopelessness in the unit. Accordingly, I once again request that deployments of the 9th MRB be temporarily refocused on facilities that are mission critical to Project Zero Dawn. And once again, I request an immediate update on the status of Project Zero Dawn's timeline.
I know it's been days, honey. I'm so sorry. Deployments, getting real long. We have to put into work for everyone. Like a family business. I still see you in the eyes of the people out there. They were glad to see us. They still had hope. I'm still fighting for you.
Ames, I don't even know if you're alive anymore. The mails I get from you, they say they're from you, but they don't sound... They sound recycled. Phrases put together, and you don't say anything about the news I pass on. The containment zone, the rebreathers, the rioting, One Earth. What happened in the Dallas bubble, Ames, that wasn't the robots. They won't even give me a straight answer when I demand to know if you're still alive. They just say if your messages keep coming, then you're still operational. It's not fair, Ames. It's not fair that you won't be with me when the lights go out. I love you.
That's so sad.
Ames, I know I mail you too much. I'm just proud of what you're doing. Everyone back home is. We got moved inland 10 kilometers, just as a precaution, they say. School's still in session, so I get to keep my eye on Andres and Reggie. We never know where or when you're fighting, but when the VTOLs go over, all the kids run out and wave. I believe in you. I know nothing's ever gonna be the same, but I believe in you. I believe in us.
Medicine.
These will keep.
Alright, so here's where the last boss fight would be. Alright. Small room on the 4th floor. Oh, this is the 4th floor. Guess I'll just run around this entire place until it lists an item to find.
Never know when I might need these.
So it did say after the Deathbringer fight, so it might be after I climb up out of here. Which I would do by... I don't actually remember. Through here. Aha. There it is. Chief findings: despite increased tactical proficiency of elite and civilian guard units in many hard-won engagement in the Central European, Antarctic, and Pacific Reach theaters, the Pharaoh Plague's rate of advance has not slowed, nor has its biomass consumption rate. Damage to the biosphere has already exceeded 2038 levels by every measure and grows worse by the day. Extinction timeline projections remained unchanged, with OAC predictions for mid-November 2065, annihilation of exposed human populations in February 2066, extinction of macrobiotic land organisms by the end of March 2066, and extinction of marine life in early 2068. Continued secrecy, Project Zero Dawn, the utter silence regarding its mechanisms of action and completion date, make it impossible to predict Zero Dawn's impact, or lack of impact, on the extinction timeline. Atmospheric oxygen depletion and toxic emissions remain the greatest environmental threat to Operation Enduring Victory, as well as the wider civilian population and animal life. Operational atmosphere collapse is currently predicted for mid-November 2065, after which military personnel will require rebreathing apparatuses to operate in the open, and civilians will only be able to survive inside sealed structures. The requirements for air scrubbing and recycling in facilities is addressed in Amendment A linked to this report. Major water treatment facilities are already struggling to process water sources compromised by rainfall heavily contaminated by toxins emitted by the consumption of the Eastern Hemisphere. Following the necessary shutdown of all nano-scrubbing functionality, wastewater recycling is already beyond capacity. Addendum linked to this document cover the short-term effects of scorched earth engagements in defense of the western seaboard and the ongoing effects of the oceanic economic zone's use of nuclear weapons to delay the enemy's initial advance across the Pacific theater. Data corrupted. Well, that explains the Forbidden West. It's just radioactive. Ah, good. Found a few more of these. 4 there, 1 there, and 1 there to find. 2 of these left to find. And then all of these. Alright, so... where was that item of interest? Quests. Side. Ancient Armory. Now that I have all of them. There, huh? Cannot fast travel this time. Okay. Just gotta figure out how to get out of here then.
Dr. Sobek, as projected, the Wichita salient has collapsed. 5 Horus-class Titans have broken through. We predict contact in 34 hours.
Everything is in position, General. It took a few shortcuts to pull everything together, but Zero Dawn,
Dr. Sobek. Dr. Sobek, as projected, the Wichita salient has collapsed. 5 Horus-class Titans have broken through. We predict contact in 34 hours.
everything is in position, General. It took a few shortcuts to pull everything together, but Zero Dawn is functionally complete. Good to go.
That enduring victory served its purpose after all.
Yes, if we'd had even one day less.
I've sent you an encoded file, Doctor. Please do me the favor of archiving it.
I'll see what I can do. What is it?
A brief statement. An allocution of crimes, I guess you'd call it.
To what are you admitting guilt?
Over the past 16 months, Doctor, I have presided over the greatest wholesale slaughter of military personnel and civilians in the history of history. Genghis Khan, Hitler, Stalin, Sorabella, add them all together. They don't even come close.
You didn't do the killing, General.
No, not directly. But I didn't wind up the highest ranked military commander in the United States by resisting the automation of the armed forces. Even before the swarm, Doctor, I was helping death along. So, instead of letting what I've done sink into the murk, forgotten, I sent a file with all the details. Let posterity judge my actions with clear vision.
I'll do as you ask, General. But you should consider that were it not for your actions, our actions, there wouldn't be any posterity to judge us.
Perhaps. Dr. Sobek,
At ease, General. And goodbye.
hell of a thing.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Maker's End. Alright, just do this real quick. Whew. bunker. Ah, no. Fine. Fine.
That's true. It's some kind of code. Maybe there's a clue nearby.
Alright. 0 o'clock. Okay. 2100, that's 9, so turn this left. 1800 is 6.
Maybe there's some more information nearby.
Dang it.
Something that will tell me how this looks like each dial has 4 positions. Maybe if I get each dial in the right position.
Then 3 o'clock and 12 o'clock.
Did it. Now to check the door. Those clamps have the armor locked in place. Maybe there's a way to power up the mechanism, release the clamps.
Weave is not tightening properly on the local impact test. We need to optimize the existing sensors or add more. Two days later, ballistics test went down, shrapnel test went up, laser test went down, shield integrity went up very slightly. Impact went up, and impact went up. Torso protection still lagging. Increasing wave density. Impact legs went down. Being there on the weave density and detection components, but an integration error on the left knee tanked the impact test. Ouch. Subject isn't going to be able to walk that one off. Surgery required.
Might need this.
General, you want it fast, cheap, and good, and that's what we're going to deliver. By using a flexible nanofiber weave instead of plating, and enhancing protection with a 400 EV hard light microprojector, we've reduced our testing cycle from weeks to days, and I'm confident we can get the suit out by next month, with enough production to cover dozens of elite units at least. Better yet, it'll be half the weight, half the cost, and offer twice the mobility. All we need is the balance of our funding, a few more techs, and another experienced test subject. I know resources are stretched to the breaking point, but any more delays will jeopardize the schedule, so please advise ASAP. May God be with you and Jane in these dark times. Semper Fi, Major Garrow.
Just need to install these power cells. That should do it. Only 2 more. Just 1 more. There we go. The last one. All powered up. These numbers. They must be related to segments of a circle.
90 degrees. 270 degrees. 360. And I cannot do that one easily in my head. Subtract that. That's 90. Okay, so 90 degrees. And then just...
Did it. Let's have a look at that armor inside. Alright. Now let's see what we can do with this material.
Shield Weaver outfit box. Got the shield weaver outfit. Stormbird blood. Right, I did that. Hmm. Hi.
Maybe I've spent too much time with you. I can almost feel the lightning in this.
And the taste, huh? Metal striking sparks along a sharpening stone, lingering. Here, touch it to your tongue, and...
Nope, that's your thing, not mine. You look startled. Are you okay?
I must leave. You should too.
Without a story, I brought down a stormbird.
You did. You're very able. And you're right. Ode is ode. But no more stories of the past. All told. All done. Future stories. I saw an onrushing storm. The future comes hungry for man and machine. It will catch me, I expect. Catch us all. So enough hunts, enough visions. I'll run. Chase that teasing sun to the forbidden west.
I don't understand. I mean, not that I ever understand, but are you saying we should fear what's coming?
Oh, yes! Jungle on fire! Machine blue light dying out in the eddies of ashes. You, fallen, pale as snow flash, eyes staring open. The metal world, but not the one I sought. The future is a frightful dream, Huntress.
My name is Aloy.
I grew fond of you. Your curiosities and disbeliefs, Aloy. If you weather this storm, look for me. I'd like that.
Where? In the west? In the storm?
In dreams. Yes.
I do it for the skill points. I'm mildly curious about what happens if I just follow him. Probably nothing. It'll probably be extremely slow. Yeah, I can't stand that. North Meridian is Maker's End right over there. Corrupted zone. Vantage point.
First comes cold, then the snowfall.
Alright. So the two holograms I've missed should be on the 3rd floor, apparently. Good thing everything over here is dead. I'd hate to have to be sneaky. Oh, nice. The health bar turns to blue to let you know that you've got the shield up.
Full already.
Not just rocks. What a useful supply crate. Apparently you have to listen to the entire spiel from each monitor in order to have it attached to the thing. So, I have to wait for it the whole time. Oop. Gotcha. Oh, it's just tiny meat. Tiny meat. Bone. Bone. I think I need skin, maybe? I cannot remember what I need from rats. Tiny meat. Tiny meat. Tiny meat. There's one with the bone. And where's the end? Got myself turned around. Alright, this is the second floor.
The protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, quantum encryption, black quartz stuff, way beyond military grade. That's what you demanded, so that's what we delivered.
You don't code something you can't crack. All we need is a backdoor. Upload the latest service pack update and the problem goes away.
You specifically forbade us from leaving anything resembling a backdoor in code. Every protocol to Black Quartz standard. Your words. Look, if you need me to fudge some projections, it's nothing we haven't done before.
I don't need fudged projections. I need a way to reassert control over the Hearts team or Swarm.
I don't know what to tell you, Ted. You're asking the impossible.
Some codes. They needed codes of some kind to control the machines. But they got out of control. Sounds bad.
Now I know this must seem like a bizarre change in direction. I mean, we're Faro Automated Solutions, right? #1 robotics firm in the world. Why would we clear our production slate to fabricate human-operated vehicles and weapon systems, the relics of the past? All I can say at this juncture is... trust me, we will be exploiting a massive, growth opportunity by retooling and reallocating capacity according to my plan. So I will need revised projections of mass fabrication velocity across every pipeline within 36 hours.
So they were making machines, then they stopped to make other kinds of weapons? Why?
Alright, is this the third floor yet? Yes, okay.
The FSP-5 Kopesh provides a one-size-fits-all solution to main battle force capability. Metamaterial construction delivers unmatched recoil dampening, allowing you to field any weapon package that conforms to your budget needs and conflict resolution profile. Patented biomass conversion systems allow extended emergency operations with minimal environmental impact. Multilinear target processing provides simultaneous real-time threat analysis and legal review for autonomous domestic operations. Or control can be slaved to the Swarm's neural network for weapons-free force application. Either way, when it's time to call out the big guns, it's time to call Kopesh.
The Deathbringer. So this was the heavy hitter. Main battle force indeed.
The BOR-7 Horus. Imagine your complete engagement ecosystem comprehensively managed by a high-speed learning machine network. Whether your need is to replace battlefield losses or intensify force projection, the Horus's onboard manufacturing capabilities mean you'll never get stuck waiting for the next arms delivery. Simply redefine your force parameters, and the Horus will fabricate additional units to fill the ranks for an affordable per-unit licensing fee. Meanwhile, the biomass conversion systems of other Chariot line models allow them to keep the Horus fueled, repaired, and ready, extending its operational tolerances beyond that of any competing Titan-class platform. That's the Horus advantage. Always regulating, always ready.
Dang it.
The BOR-7 Horus.
Come on, really?
The BOR-7 Horus. Imagine your complete engagement ecosystem comprehensively managed by a high-speed learning machine network. Whether your need is to replace battlefield losses or intensify force projection, the Horus's onboard manufacturing capabilities mean you'll never get stuck waiting for the next arms delivery. Simply redefine your force parameters, and the Horus will fabricate additional units to fill the ranks for an affordable per-unit licensing fee. Meanwhile, the biomass conversion systems of other Chariot line models allow them to keep the Horus fueled, repaired, and ready, extending its operational tolerances beyond that of any competing Titan-class platform. That's the Horus advantage. Always regulating, always ready. The future of automated warfare made real today.
The Metal Devil. So these were Faro machines too. Manufacturing capabilities. They could make more of themselves. Then how would you ever stop them?
Alright. So 2 more audio logs to find. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 11. Hologram data points are done. 8 would be in... I have no idea. This is not this building. 11. Move into the outside. Okay. So forward is this direction. Or some other direction, maybe. I can just climb up higher. No? Well. May have just died there. Oh, good. Defend against falls. Okay, if I follow the guide, that should work. Except it's going back to the outside exit, that direction. Oh, no, it's not. Yeah, it is. Left foot roll. There it is. Way up.
No room. meet.
Somehow. Alright, just as you moved into the outside, it's gotta be around here somewhere then. Oh, easy.
Crisis that began when they engaged in unauthorized offensive operations against robots and human personnel of the Hearts Timor Energy Combine. Now, I wish that I could relate that the crisis has been exaggerated, but it's not. The peacekeepers have not responded to stand-down codes, and by all signs, they appear to be replicating at a precipitous rate. Now, what I can promise you, can absolutely assure you, is that I am already devoting every possible resource towards reaching a speedy conclusion to this issue. So when you hear the bad talk about us against this company in the days, maybe weeks to come, just bear in mind that we will get past this. And the day's coming when none of this will matter.
Because everyone will be dead.
Peacekeepers. That's what they called their machines. They were built for war, not peace.
Alright, data points. Okay. After full stop is for Director Evans. Ah, okay, so that's in the initial place again. This ruin. Yeah, I should probably pick that up. I'm running low on blade. Might need to hunt some grazers.
I'll tuck that away.
Up. What are these, immortal rats? Or am I just a really, really bad shot? I'm inclined to say the latter. Aha!
Director Evans, flash traffic from USRC. Black quartz encryption. I've routed the message to your hologrid for viewing.
Alright, so one remaining. And that one... Into the Borderlands? I don't know where that is. Alright. One more until I get an extra 15% damage to sneak attacks. Notebooks, collectibles. Data points. Holograms are done. That thing's almost done. World nowhere near done. Machines almost done. Scan glyphs. Frozen Wild, most of it to go. %, 8%.
Failed to kill the Sun King doesn't mean he's any less guilty. He should pay.
And this way.
No, it was only a matter of time before an Othram tried to kill the Sun King.
I appreciate the force field.
Bergren said Array's apprentice went north of the river. Hopefully not too far.
It's very nice
That must be Naltuk, looking out at that tower.
having a
It looks like it's a pulse or signal.
armor that will how do I say this? Defend against gravity.
Naltuk?
Who are you? How did you find me?
Bergrand told me you'd be out here.
He's persistent. I've told that Oseram 1,000 times. I don't need to buy anything.
And I'm not selling. I just need to find Araya.
Well, you won't. She's gone where only shamans can tread. She seeks guidance from the voice in the blue light. That is her task. And the task she gave me is to observe the daemon's work. To stop it spreading, if I can. What can I do about these towers? In only a few weeks, they've sprouted throughout the cut. The daemon's energy pulses from them. Rallies the machines, even repairs them.
Aratak said this daemon was Frenzying machines?
Look there. Those with the purple markings. They belong to the daemon. They're stronger, more dangerous.
I've seen something like this before. A corruption. But it wasn't from your daemon.
You have? Well, then you know more than I do. These towers, were they part of your corruption?
No. Those are new to me, too.
Like I said, they empower the daemon's machines. They must be stopped.
Will you tell me where Aurea went?
You ask a lot of questions.
Only when I'm not getting the answers I need.
There's but one voice Aurea wants to hear right now, and it isn't yours. I'm sorry.
Alright. You want to stop the spread of the daemon's work? I know how to get started. With my bow and spear.
Outlander, wait. Won't you tell me your name?
Aloy.
Good. If you fall to the daemon's machines, at least I can properly recount your efforts to Aurea.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. But I won't fall. And when I'm done, you're gonna tell me where she is. So these towers can repair machines that are possessed by your daemon. And those machines are tougher and angrier.
That's what I've seen. From a distance, anyway. As for how to deal with it...
I've got an idea.
I'm gonna stab it.
Kill the machines. The tower.
I didn't want to go subbing. I'll just do it again. This time not attack the machines. Crud. pause. That works.
Just stay out of their way for now. Can be destroyed.
By shooting it a lot.
You are quite the warrior.
Now we know how to deal with the machines in the towers. The daemon's next.
Perhaps Aurea should meet you after all. What she truly seeks is hope. After what I just saw, you could show her that. She's in retreat beyond those mountains, the ice rasps. You'll have to walk the shaman's path to get there. You'll know you've reached the end when you come to a shrine, a great machine covered in blue gleam. Shamans who complete the path take a piece of it as reward. If you make it that far, you should too. You'll have earned it.
Were you with Aurea when they attacked the mountain?
I wish I had been, even with all that happened. I though, so she bid me wait. When Aurea and the chieftain returned, I saw them argue bitterly. I don't know what about exactly. Then she came to me, gave me my task, and left us.
Bergren told me you're Aurea's apprentice.
In her absence, I served the chieftain and his werak as an advisor, a scout, a speaker for the blue light.
A lot of responsibilities.
I don't know if I can live up to Aurea's example, but I have to try. I owe her that much. She took a chance on me, an aspiring shaman from the edge of the world. No one else would.
You said something about blue gleam at the end of the shaman's path?
A crystal that builds on the bodies of machines in the oldest ice. We Banuk believe it's the stuff of the blue light, frozen as it escapes their shells. You might be more interested that merchants will trade well for it.
How do I cross this shaman's path?
Go to the ice rasps. Then follow the markers through the ice caves and the waterfalls, and make the climb to the shrine. But be careful. The path is meant to be an ordeal, the final trial of a young shaman's training.
And I'll find Aurea at the end of it?
No. She goes further up, somewhere inside the mountain. If you see her, would you tell her, I have faith she will hear the voice again.
Alright, so... go to this campfire real quick.
Alright, I guess I'm off to the ice rasps to find this shaman's path.
Oop. Squirrel. you. I do not appreciate being lit on fire. Give me that sheep. Go.
Fresh as it
Whatever.
comes.
I don't know what happens if I keep going this way. I guess I'll find out. Ow.
Save this for later.
Ah, okay. Full health potion. Blaze, very nice. Wood. Ah, and a way up.
Think of summer sun. Breeze through the trees.
Frost resist potion. Just hot tea. Don't see anything at all over here. Whole area is a bit pointless to me then. Didn't take my whole force field, which is nice.
Ugh, the scrapes.
Let's... Ah. Alright, well, I can get these two fireplaces real quick. I didn't find anything actually useful up there anyway. Chargers.
They know where I am.
Are you? Oh, figurine. Takes a heavy trampler-like animal inscribed in a 3 and 5 in a commemorative set. Montana Recreations trade a hollow hull for valuable rewards. Calving has begun. Cow elk may be hostile during calving season. Do not approach it within 25 yards of elk at this time. Fire security. Due to recent cool and damp weather, fire danger downgraded from moderate to low. No restrictions on campfires. 7 additional complaints were logged regarding the behavior of Smokey, ST-class firefighting robot, towards campers in the park. Despite being programmed to reflect current weather conditions, Smokey snuffed several campfires lit within designated fire rings while playing back the recorded message intended for conditions of severe fire danger. On Friday, Smokey did not return to the robot stowage shed at the time of park closure. Rangers located him near the north entrance, dumping ice into designated swimming areas of the hot springs. Resisting all attempts at containment, he acted aggressively toward the Rangers and was disabled with a hunting rifle by the site supervisor. A Faro technician will arrive on Monday to evaluate Smokey. Head up this way. Alright, whatever. Too many arrows for no reward. Okay.
Pass the test.
Goat skin. Goat skin, a valuable resource. Okay. And now I can go to the lake.
That'll help.
Ooh, goat. Ah, just me. Yeah, that's all I call right. Maybe. Okay, nope, never mind. Snap on.
This is where it ends.
Oh crap, there's another one. Serpentine. And you notice me. There's too many gators in this pond. Oh. It's actually my task to kill these guys. Why the proximity bombs cost less than the blast bombs, considering they are more useful. Oh wait, because they do less damage.
Somewhere upriver. Follow the river, find its source. Seems simple enough. Must be the entrance to this den.
Blaze. Fire.
These mountains must be the ice rasps. The shaman's path begins somewhere up above.
Oh, hi. I think I might want this one best, or more, than the ice arrows and corruption arrows. This seems specialty, this one seems, just straight up damage. And straight up damage, I need more charge up than anything else. Capture badger.
Well, keep my stomach quiet.
Actually, probably check to see if I can get anything map-wise from that merchant before I run off. Badger bone, goat bone, badger bone. Okay, so I need badger bones and a goat bone. Hunting I should go, hunting I should go. You're not a badger bone, so I don't care.
Tough, but I'm used to it.
Following the river upstream. What do you want from me?
There. That must be where the water's coming from. Looks like something I won't want to
So, have to re-dam the river, huh?
Well, somebody wanted in. Nearly blew this entire ledge off just to get through the door.
Flooding detected. Evacuation recommended. Overflow basin compromised.
The overflow basin. Is that the dent? Looks like a control center. What happened in here to start the water flowing?
Have to find one of those things.
It's okay. Like, how do we want to start this girl? We might be the last Szechuan people to ever see this place. Yeah.
Dear nobody, as far as I can tell, that's who's going to read this. These spooky guys showed up today with that creep Belvis to take measurements of our workstations. And then next week, they start installing Pharaoh servitors to do our job. Bye-bye Shelly, bye-bye Laura. See you never. Hope you enjoy basic income. God, it's going to be weird to say goodbye to this place. When Quentin and I split, this is all I had. Thank God for a job where I could sit at a panel and press buttons and cry all day. Which I think is why we're doing this, hiding the tapes of our rehearsals in the dam. These tapes are our memories, our ghosts. Through them, we get to haunt this place, give it human in some small way. This control room where I was sitting when Laura came in dragging an old practice amp and a guitar behind her. Shells, she said. Girl. So I was looking at a schematic for this place and I found the perfect practice space. The acoustics in this place. Seriously bonkers, like echoing through the entire valley kinds of bonkers. Legit, you're going to soil yourself when you see it. I remember asking, practice space? Peace, Shelly.
Intake tower malfunction. Drainage system offline. That's probably not good news. Looks like most of the facility is underwater. How did this happen? I should be able to shut this place down from here. Someone made a mess of this. If I had the right parts, I'll bet I could get it working again. And there's our troublemaker. Doesn't seem to be as good at getting out as he is at getting in. That Oseram must have forced his way through here.
You were a snap ma, I don't suppose you'd tell me. Would ya? Nah, snap ma probably couldn't fit through the door. Or climb to the door. Or understand the function of the door. Alright, you're either here to rescue me or you're an uncharacteristically small and clever snap ma. Or I've imagine you entirely. On the off chance you're not the result of my soldering sauce, little help? I don't wish to rush you, potentially imaginary rescuer. Take your time, of course. I'm happy to accommodate. Would that I could tell you this is my first time getting stuck mid-delve. No such luck, I'm afraid. Usually I have to get myself out of these predicaments, so you can imagine my relief. I once spent 2 days wandering a ruin before I found an exit. 2 full days! This current arrangement of ours is preferable, of course. Not much wandering room in here. After all this anticipation, I'm even more excited to make your acquaintance than I was when I first heard you out there.
Ah. And it repeats.
Are you alright?
You don't know how happy you just made me. For a moment, I thought my fire was snuffed. The forge gone cold. But nope. Nope. Not old Gildan.
You're... welcome? Wait. Start from the beginning. What are you doing down here?
Ow! My apologies. When you mostly talk to yourself, you can tell your stories in whatever order you like. There's an artifact in that storage room I simply must acquire. But as you may have noticed, the door won't budge. I took one of those roundish, ringy what's-its from the wall beside the door. No luck. So I had to go with that panel with the button. Even less luck. My gentle experimentation caused the chamber to... flood. So I pushed the button again, perhaps a little too enthusiastically. Sparks and smoke. Now, obviously, I came here to investigate. My cautious footsteps may have contributed slightly to the collapse of a bridge. And when the bridge began to collapse, I may have, for the sake of expedience, abandoned the cumbersome ringy what's-it to the waves. By the time I thought to give up the endeavor, the door had closed behind me. And thusly do we come to the present moment.
Well, there's no way we're getting into that storage room without another ring. It's part of the locking mechanism that controls the door.
You don't say. Well, that's fantastic news. Marvelous, even. You've got two hands. I've got two hands. Perfect! My savior, my salvation, and if you like, why wouldn't you? Of course you will. My accomplice. Together, that ring is as good as ours, and with it, the storage room and its spoils.
Didn't you say you dropped the ring in the water?
Well, I'll grant you that adds a heretofore undiscussed level of complexity to the proceedings.
You said something about an artifact?
Indeed. That storage room is brimming with treasures from the old ones, but one in particular caught my eye. An intricate looking glass. I've only seen one such device before. My old mom brought one back for me from wherever she'd gone to that time. I remember holding it, staring into its face, seeing myself, and my mother just over my shoulder, smiling.
And one of these looking glasses. It's in the storage room.
Oh, yes. I'm quite sure. I peered into that dim little chamber, and there it was. I've wanted to find one for so long, Yes, this time I'm sure I have.
So you found the button that controls the flow of water.
Quite by accident.
And then you broke that button.
Also, quite by accident.
The panel's the only way to shut this place down, as far as I can tell. This isn't gonna be easy.
That storage room is filled, top to bottom. Would you be surprised to find the parts you need in there? I certainly wouldn't be.
So, we need to replace that ring and get into the storage room. Then I can fix the panel and shut this place down.
And I can finally wrap my fingers around that looking glass.
Okay, Gildan. How are we gonna get that ring?
2 sets of hands, girl. 2 sets of hands. Behind us lie a pair of enormous gates, but I believe the gates must be operated in tandem. Together, we can dry this place out.
Guess we better get started then.
I guess we better.
My floaters. No way I'd be able to swim. It's too strong. I can't swim against it. It's even less refreshing than it looks.
Can't quite jump far enough.
Up ahead, girl. See the valve? Time to put our hands to use. I'll take care of this one. There's another valve on the other side to lock the gate in place. Would you mind heading across and doing the honors? You know, I'm reminded of a delve I undertook out here to Stone Ruin, Cloud Tall, and Lake Wide. I spent 13 levels on that monstrosity, but no walls. Just great stone columns bearing the weight of the level above. Filled out with row upon row of those enormous twisted out old world parts. You know the ones with the four wheels? That's what they were for.
Whoop. Gray force field generator.
Marvelous! You made it! Now grab that valve and give it a spin.
On it.
A little more now, and I should be able to get the blasted gate moving.
There. You should be able to lower the gate.
Huh? Right you are! Now, when I get this gate down, you'll need to turn the valve again. Ought to lock this thing in place.
One gate down.
Halfway through then, aren't we? To the second gate! A ladder is a rare and special thing, girl. Can depend on it to take you exactly where you need to go, and no further. How are we gonna get up there?
Let me look around. See what I can find.
Whoop.
Blazing forge, girl! Careful! Don't want you drowning in this ruin now, do we?
Looks like I could jump across on that rickety resting platform. We'll find a way out.
Alright, well, I'm gonna stop it here.